Hello, my name's Jonathan Rolande and I'm here once again on behalf of House by Fast to answer 3 questions that my colleague George is going to ask. These have been kindly sent in by visitors to our site or zoopla.co.uk. So George, the first question.
First question is from Richard44RJL on Zoopla.
That's an unusual surname.
It is, yes. This is about choosing the right agent. How do I know which agent has the best selling results?
I love this question because it's a really good one and it's really difficult to find out the true answer to that. You can just do lots of different things. First of all, I would look at the style of property that you have and go on the internet onto something like zoopla.co.uk and search for that type of property. See who's got the most of that style in your area. Also walk around the area and see not only who's got the most number of for sale boards, but actually more importantly the most number of sold boards. Anyone can get the house on the market, but actually in difficult times like these it's the agents who sell them that are important. Then walk around the area, pop into the estate agents, perhaps register with a few as an applicant and looking for a property such as yours and see how they deal with you. Do they seem interested? Do they ask for all of your contact details? Do they give you a follow-up call a couple of days later? Are you getting plenty of emails through with particulars and so on? You'll be surprised by how many agents let things like that slip, but a good one will be onto you and won't let you go until you buy something, hopefully, and you want that agent working for you. I'm afraid there's no, or at least none that I know of, no central database that you can go to that says exactly who is the most successful agent in any particular area, but I think you'll get a good feel for that just by wandering around the local vicinity. So I hope that helps a bit, and any other queries just let me know. And next question.
Next question is about an electricity substation.
Okay.
So this person, Peter Desmond on Zoopla, is asking, what is the typical impact of the price of a house if an electricity substation is next to the property?
Okay, there were some health scares about pylons and substations that haven't been particularly proved one way or the other as far as I know. Some people actually won't mind being near to a substation because it's a quiet neighbour. Obviously you could, if you've got a house next door, you could have problems with neighbours and so on. With a substation you won't, so there is a slight benefit there. It depends on the size and also how visible it is. So if it's one that's got a nice brick wall around it or is in a sort of detached building, for example, sometimes they sort of camouflage them to look like houses, it really won't have very much impact at all. But if it's a big grey steel box humming away day and night right next door, then it will do, and that would probably be something in the region of about 10 to 15% off the normal market value for a property like that. Very much just a rule of thumb though. Also bear in mind that the surveyor who values the property for your potential buyer when you come to resell the property is going to have to comment on the fact that it's there, and also may make the potential buyer aware of the fact that there were these sort of health issues connected with substations in the past. So that may deter some buyers. So even if it doesn't have a huge effect on the value, it may make the property slightly more difficult to sell. So as long as you're aware of that, then you should just go ahead.
Yeah, keep an eye out for those substation ninja electricity things.
Yeah,
next question is...
helpful advice there from George.
Next one's from Pauline12345678
Right.
on Zoopla. She's asking, how can I find out when my house was built? She goes on to say, I would also like to know if I've lost the deeds for my house, where can I get hold of another one?
Okay, you can contact the Land Registry for copies of the deeds, and funnily enough that also should give you a bit of a clue about how the house is. Sometimes though they just show, if the house is very old, it may not be on there, and they just show transfers of land, so you never actually quite know when the house was built. But normally, I mean, if you want to send me a photograph, I could probably date it within about 15 or 20 years, because the style of building changes so regularly. So you've got very distinct periods of sort of Georgian, Victorian, 1930s, 1950s, that sort of thing. So maybe ask local estate agents for their opinion, take a photograph in and see what they think, or as I say, send me a photo and I'll do my best to answer. Thanks very much. Thank you once again for sending in your questions to House by Fast. We look forward to answering more, so don't hesitate to send in any others. Thank you very much.